All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the Achaeans who are there pushing this truth for the edification of the body and for the building of the church. To you, I salute. I want to do a brief lesson on Isaiah 30 and 20. Okay? And the topic is, Thine eye shall see thy teacher. Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the power give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teacher. Our teachers shall not be removed into a corner. Okay, the prophets have reappeared and shall no longer be hidden. Okay, for a period there was a famine of the word. All right, because when the coming of the Antichrist, okay, which is during around 1492 when Columbus came, okay, they brought this false and Christian doctrine over here. All right, but then during that time there was a famine of the word. Okay, the prophets were hidden in a corner, and this gospel was not being taught. Okay, and that gives them, okay, leverage to push, all right, their false doctrine, the doctrine of the Antichrist. Okay, let's go to Malachi 4 and 5. Malachi, okay, 4 and 5. Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of that great and dreadful day of the power. Okay? So before the coming of Yahweh, before his Yahweh Shai, before the coming of before that great and dreadful day, Elijah the prophet, okay? And Elijah came in the person of Abba Bibbins, okay, during the late 60s, okay? The false prophet was already here, okay? They had already spread their poison, their doctrine, their evil, okay? Because even in Revelation, I think 20 and 7, 20 and 8, he's saying after 1,000 years, the devil was loose out of prison, right? And he went out to deceive the nations that are in the four corners of the earth, okay? And this was the coming of the Antichrist, the coming of the Europeans, okay? Esau nation, all right? The nation of Esau, okay? The next precept we're going to go to is Revelation 14 and 6. Revelation 14 and 6. And it states, And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Okay? So the angel flew, okay, in the midst of the heaven with the everlasting gospel. All right? This is at the time that the gospel, okay, of a Mashiach was preached. All right? When Abba Bibbin started with his truth, okay, pushing this truth, this gospel. All right? All right, the gospel did not come with the European. Okay, their doctrine is that of the Antichrist. Okay, his prophet are chosen from the midst of Israel. Okay, see, his prophets, he said, will be chosen from the midst of Israel, the nation of Israel, of thy brethren. Okay, all right, of our brothers. Not no false or Caucasian man with stringy hair, all right? Because the Revelation 1 and 14 and what give you the image of the Mashiach, all right? He said his head was okay, was white like snow, and Okay, and his feet was like fine brass as if it burned in a furnace. Okay, this is, okay, a prophet that is from the midst of Israel, the true prophet. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 15, and it's going to give you, okay, the image of the prophet. Okay, what the prophets would look like. All right, the power thy, okay, Salakia, the Lord thy power, okay, will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye should hear, ye should hearken. Moses said, like unto him, okay? And we know that Moses was a melanated man, because when he went, he was in Pharaoh's palace and whatnot as his son. Okay, he wasn't a Caucasian or white man living in Pharaoh's palace. Okay, so Moses stated that Yahweh will raise a prophet from of our brethren. Okay, not of Esau. Okay, the prophets would be of the nation of Israel. The next precept we're going to go to is Ezekiel 39 and 29. Ezekiel 39 and 29. Okay, Salakia. Ezekiel 39 and 29. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I will pour out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said the Lord, said the power, Yahweh. Okay? Said he will pour out his spirit upon the house of Israel. All right? No other nation. Esau, Edom, okay? Moab, Ammon. He said he will pour out his spirit on Israel. Okay? Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I will pour out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said the power, said Yahweh. The Lord hid his face from Israel. Okay? And that was the time when we were in captivity, during the time of this transatlantic slave trade and the coming of Esau, the white man. Okay? Esau, Edom. All right? During the coming of the Antichrist and slavery, the Most High hid his face from Israel. Therefore, his prophets were removed, okay, into a corner. As a result of the door, okay, was open for the Antichrist. Okay, so this opened the door for the Antichrist. This gave them opportunity to come with their false and pagan doctrine. Okay, Christianity. All right, but he has returned to us his face. Okay, he has returned to us his face. His face is no longer hidden from us. Okay, and so therefore the prophets are out there prophesying. Okay, doing, okay, teaching his word. Okay, we're going to go to Joel 2 and 28. Joel 2 and 28, and it states, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Okay, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Okay, your old man shall dream, and your young man shall see vision. Okay, see, because before this, okay, prophecy, all right, this was a prophecy that was prophesied by, okay, the prophet Joel, okay, which is being played out now in our days. All right, he said, I'll pour my spirit upon all flesh, and their sons and daughters shall prophesy. All right, and this is what we are witnessing today. Okay, all right. The next precept is Revelation 11 and 3. Revelation 11 and 3. Salakia. Revelation 11 and 3. Okay, and it states, And I will give power unto my two witnesses. Okay, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days in, okay, clothed in sackcloth. Okay, 303 score days clothed in sackcloth. Okay, being clothed in sackcloth is a sign of mourning. Okay, sign of mourning when, okay, because we are in captivity and this devil, is going, okay, all out with us right now, and he is turning up, all right, his all his evil way, making things hard and more difficult for us, okay, making this captivity even more severe, all right. Okay, so we are in mourning, and that's why we need to be clothed in sackcloth, not no three-piece suit. Okay, these preachers and thing and these Christian church going up there all, okay, suit up every other Sunday. Okay, and even through the week. Okay, but we supposed to be clothed in sackcloth. Okay, let's go to Genesis 37:4 to prove this. Genesis 37:34. Okay, and Jacob rent his cloths and put upon him sackcloth. Okay, and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days. Okay, so sackcloth is usually put on during a time of mourning. Okay, and so we are in a time of mourning. Okay, all right. So this is why the prophets wear sackcloth back in those days. Okay, so we likewise are mourning for many days because of this captivity. Okay, make haste, Yahweh, deliver us. Make haste. Okay, for the enemy has come down with great wrath, for he know his time is short. Okay, so our prophets are out there, and we are doing this work. Okay, putting our lives on the line, against this all the odds and all the evil that this devil, okay, was being, accused. Okay, all this devil is portraying upon us. I hope this lesson was edifying and it served its purpose. Shalom.